In 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome, Joanna.
Hi guys, I'm Joanna, also known as Master Weenie. I am a nail tech and I am from Garden Grove, OC, but my salon right now is based out of Whittier and I'm all over the place in LA.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being on my podcast. You guys, you don't even know who we have sitting in the chair right now, okay? Like, this shit crowns to you, girl. I always usually start this podcast by like saying what the person does, but we obviously know who she does. You do celebrities, right?
Yes.
And okay, so I'm gonna ask you something juicy. We're just gonna get straight into it, okay? What's a hard truth new nail techs don't want to hear?
I feel like it's a hard truth. I think right now, ever since COVID, the industry became like really saturated with lots of nail techs.
Yeah.
So I feel like, mind you, there's mean girls and there's nice girls, you know?
Yeah.
But a lot of times, because I like to read comments sometimes on Instagram and stuff,
Ooh,
a lot of times, nail techs are bullies. Yeah. And I think that a hard truth is that a lot of nail techs will not consider you a real nail tech if you don't know how to do acrylic nails. Because Gel X is so in. Builder is so in. Everything is in right now. That everything is easier than acrylic. Like the OGs did acrylic. And a lot of people still do acrylic, but people are like brushing it off because there's so many easy products that they could easier things to maneuver. You know what I mean? I think that a hard truth is that people are going to bully you. And I say this because I've seen it happen online. And I'm like, why are they bullying people? Because they can't do acrylic? Like,
but technically, like Gel X, right? Because there's like a huge thing. Gel X isn't really nails. That's what they say, right?
They always say that.
But it's like art, isn't it, in a way?
So here's the thing. Because I've been doing nails for, again, 20 years, I've been able to do everything. I learned doing acrylic was my only thing that I knew. Yeah. So now when Gel X came out, I'm like, this is awesome. This is so much faster. A lot of people are like, no, that's not a real nail tech. That's high quality. I call it a high quality press on sometimes. But guess what? They're really good. It works for some people. Work better with Gel X. Like the clients do better. Their nails last longer with Gel X sometimes. Some people are not good with acrylic, or sometimes they are. They just don't want to sit in the chair all day.
No, you know, I'm like severely allergic to monomer.
Okay, there you go. But you know what? Some people are also allergic to the glue, like the extend glue. Also, it also depends on how you apply it. If you put too much, people can get contact dermatitis type stuff. But even when I feel like some people, I've heard that they still like have complications with like, being allergic. So, yeah.
Well, I want you to know something. Don't look at my fucking nails right now, okay?
Girl, don't look at mine. I'm a nail tech and I look crazy.
You guys, I was like, she walked and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah, same. I literally I am not, like, this is embarrassing. I don't love my job that much.
Okay, but yeah, I have heard like a lot of people kind of bash Gel X because they're like, that's not really a nail tech. Or also, too, a lot of people are doing like really like detailed manicures, like structured manis.
Oh yes, structured manicures, builder manicures, all that, hard gel. Everybody right now, everyone's in their soft girl era right now. Well, you know what? I hate it. I love that for everybody, but I hate it because I miss doing long, fun, ratchet nails.
Okay, I love the ratchet nails.
I miss doing there's no more buchonas out here. Like I mean, at least I don't got those clients. I miss that. I have a whole, like at my shop, I have like a little section where like I unused nail charms. Maybe they're out of style right now. I mean, everyone's bringing back the Y2K too. So like, you just never know. Everything just comes and goes all the time for nail techs. But I have all my clients right now, mind you, I have a lot of clientele, and like 95% of them right now are all natural nails, builder manicures.
Really?
Yes. And going back to the fact that some people don't know how to do acrylic, I work at my salon is on top of a restaurant. It's in Uptown Whittier. And so apparently our vents are connected. I can't smell their food, but apparently it's connected. So when I do acrylic, they were complaining. So they were like, either you stop doing acrylic or you're going to have to get out of here. And I love my new location. So, and I just got there not even a year ago. So I'm like, I'm going to work with them. One of my nail tech friends, she put me on to polygel, like sculpt gel by like the Tammy Taylor one's my favorite one. And it's literally no smell. And they actually, for me at least, and all my clients, it lasts longer than acrylic. And it's exactly like acrylic almost.
Oh my gosh, that's what I get. Is it where they can build it with the gel?
It looks like a toothpaste.
Yeah. I've been doing that again. I actually like it.
Yeah.
And I've had so I just took them off like 2 days ago. But I've had the same set since Valentine's Day.
They last so long.
Yeah.
Like all my clients, like I have pretty good retention.
Yeah.
People usually come back every 4 to 5 to 6 weeks. But when I started doing these, they're like, I like this. I don't know what you're doing, but this is, and it's the product. Again, so don't let nobody shame you about not knowing how to do acrylic. But if you've never done polygel, because I feel like it's not a newer thing, but people don't really do it. If you've never done polygel, I do recommend you trying it if you don't want to do acrylic.
Yeah. And I had 2 nail techs that work, if you watch the podcast, and it would smell the entire salon, and it would kind of be like, oh no, so it's a nail salon. And I'm like, no.
And then you do facials and
yeah,
stuff, so they don't like that.
It was not a good mix. But then I had people that they were like some girls that did Gel X, and I actually really liked Gel X for a long time. I was using they did on me
Apres?
Yeah. That one for a long time.
Well, that's like, yeah, Apres was like the first Gel X system.
Yeah.
I remember when they started too. Like, I remember I went to like one of those expos and they had like the tiniest booth and they had like nothing. I don't even know what they had. They had like diamond glue. That's all they had.
Oh, uh-huh.
And it was so cool. That's how they started, I guess. And then they expanded and now it's like this big thing. And I remember once I mastered it within like a week from doing it. No, from like doing it. Because the first time I did it, their nails were popping off. My friends were like, why are they coming off the next day? Because I wasn't buffing them correctly. I wasn't prepping them properly, like the tip itself.
Yeah. You really have to dehydrate the nail, right?
Yeah, and I didn't know that I had to like drill the back of the nail or like put the little stuff on it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, whatever. When I got the hang of it, I didn't ditch completely the acrylic because some of my clients like the long, like they're like, no, they're bend or whatever. Everybody's different. So, but I love Gel X.
So what do you think is like a trend that's happening right now that you see? You obviously said that the soft girl era is in right now, but I really, like you said, I really do miss the ratchet nails. Like I'm not even gonna lie.
Because the trend right now is everybody has really nice natural nails. The trends right now are all the chromes and all that 3D stuff with the molding gels.
Oh,
it's really pretty.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. Everybody, I feel like a lot of nail techs, like everyone is so good. Like my whole feed, I'm always just seeing all this nice inspo. Like, everyone has their foot on everybody's necks right now. Everybody is so good.
Yeah. So I feel like for me, I think I stopped doing gems because it would get stuck in my hair or like the charms. I'm like, oh yeah, bitch, I gotta ditch this. I can't do it no more. And then obviously, because I told you I'm an ST, so I can't really work with them. But I know that a lot of people used to get them, but I miss the Patrona vibes too, girl.
I know, I miss it. And like, it's funny, the other day I posted, if you guys reach out to me to let me do some crazy nails, I won't charge you. Just let me do it. Oh. And you know what's crazy? 2 people hit me up. I'm like, girl, out of 75,000,
stop.
2 people said they were down. Maybe 3. And you know what I did? I was so upset I didn't get back to none of them. I was mad. I was like, no.
I'm like, I'm not doing this shit. It was good for a minute.
It was a thought. They're going to be like, what?
Okay, let me ask you another question. What separates a booked out nail tech from one who's struggling?
Okay, so I actually have seen both sides of that because I've owned a salon before.
Yes.
And I've done like a lot of booth rent. And I would always tell the girls, like, I can always give you a little shout out on my Instagram and people will check you out and stuff.
Yeah.
But you have to do your part. You have to do your part. At least when I started, I think it was a little different, or maybe because I know a lot of people don't like to do things a certain way, but I used to always, at the beginning, I used to do like little promos, little deals. I don't do a lot of content because I've always been very busy. So like I feel like I suck at doing it. When I do it, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
But I feel like the way that you like, at least if you're like an online nail tech, like an Instagram.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to promote yourself a lot more and maybe even throw in a deal or two sometimes, like a little promo.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I would do giveaways back then and it would like draw people's attention. Like, oh shit, like if I don't get in, at least I can just go with her one day.
Yeah.
But that's how I was doing it. But now as the years have gone on, sometimes I'll tell my nail techs like, don't do a promo because then people are they're never going to want to pay you more or pay you your worth because sometimes I feel like in this industry, and I think you've heard this before from other people, nail techs always get lowballed. Like nobody likes people will pay $200 for a lash tech every 2 weeks, but they can't pay.
But why?
I don't know. And our products are so expensive. We're breaking our back just as hard as everybody else.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I've always wondered why that's always been a thing. You know, even like, for example, it could be anything. Like a wax. Like you do waxing. How much is a Brazilian?
75.
75. How long? 15 minutes? Okay, girl. Sometimes we got to, I mean, a regular salon, everybody has different prices. But sometimes a salon, we could even be saying, it could be like any type of shop. It doesn't have to be high end. Their builder manicures start at like 75 for one color. And how long is that service? It could take an hour.
Yeah.
But a detailed nail tech, some people take more than that.
Like an hour and a
Obviously,
half, 2
even
hours.
one color, like the prep is everything. So like, why can't we? And then we actually, I don't know about everybody else, but I feel bad to charge sometimes a little more for a solid color when I just like use hella good products. I just clean the hell out of your cuticles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's just harder now, I think. So I always tell people like, you can do your deals. You can do, you know, I'm all about like, if you're down to promote, like promote. But, or like, also my nail tech at my shop right now, I currently only work with one girl. And I always tell her like, give your clients, like let them know, like if you refer 3 people, they can get a discount. That's way better.
Yes,
That's way better than you posting, $45 nails for this week, because 45 is crazy. But I've seen people do that. You know what I mean?
So what's your starting? I just want, like, since, you know, I want to know like your starting price. Like
my starting price. Okay, so it's funny because if nail techs are watching this, they might be like, that's all she charged. Because I'm like the worst person when it comes to like giving some advice on pricing. You know what I mean? So for example, at my salon, my pricing starts at $75. And $75 is like a manicure. Okay. So, but that's like a solid manicure. And then obviously when you start adding stuff and, you know, it goes up, acrylics, all that stuff. I think in my chair at my salon, I think I've only charged like $250 max. For like, and that's like for the client that might be a little buchona. Just kidding, no.
But
you know
that's okay. But how long is that work?
So again, because of my 20-year experience, I'm pretty fast. So I get everybody out of my chair in under an hour and 30 minutes. And when I do the crazy nails, it takes about 2 hours, maybe 3, depending on like if I'm platicando with my client. Yeah. Talk a lot. Yeah. So like, but it's usually like, I always try to keep everything under 2 hours. And you know, a lot of times I do get, not that I get told shit, but like sometimes people are like, that's not like, there must be like not good quality if you're doing them that fast. No, girl, it's 20 years of practice. Like it comes in handy. Also, I work on set a lot, photo shoots and, you know, music videos and stuff. And that has also like, because I think because of all the experience working at a salon and then working on set, I'm just really fast now. You know what I mean?
Experience and everything.
That's all it is. So I don't think it's usually, honestly, every client on the regular usually walks out paying like 110. And because I usually just do 5 clients a day, 4 to 5 clients, which is a pretty good day, you know? And then when I do longer days, when I feel like doing it, because I'm usually like, I do get overbooked sometimes, I'll have like 8 client days, you know? But I bust them out really quickly. So I love what I do. So it's like my clients come back every month, guaranteed. Yeah. And they refer people too. I don't usually open up my books for new clients, but I'm always like, I'm just blessed to be booked all the time. Yeah. And I don't mind it. And then the house calls and all the travel fees, those are a different story. But those definitely are over $350 for sure. Like $350 is like my old 4 year ago, like house call fee that I would charge that I didn't even know if it was good enough. Yeah. Yeah. And then because I was having issues in the industry because I'm too nice and I don't know how to charge, you know, I ended up getting with an agency and they helped me book now with the pricing. But even then I don't really I still do stuff on my own and I still struggle sometimes because they're at the end, I just think like they're just nails, but then it's also just my time and just that 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour traffic that I'm sitting in and my back.
The back.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Your industry is one out of all the beauty industries that like you guys in lash techs, like your backs, it's just fucked for real. And also like, if you obviously do acrylic, the scent, the monitor, the acrylic powder can fuck you up.
Not only in like your system, like your eyes dry out.
That's why I see like them like shielded for real.
You know what's crazy? I don't even wear a mask. People tell me shit all the time. And in fact, Kiara's guys sent me a nail dust collector. Like, girl, freaking use this. And I was like, I've always wanted one, but I've never had one. And that was
Change your life.
a game changer. And guess what? It broke and I haven't gotten it fixed. So I'm dusty again.
Oh, so that means to send her a new one.
Please.
Thank you.
I literally.
No, but in all honesty, like your guys' industry and lash techs, like they really do break their back for their client.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, you know, your guys' industry, and we talk about it with other industries, like your guys' industry is not, how should I say, you guys should charge your worth because of what you guys go through.
Yeah. And
you know?
sometimes I'm like, let's charge like hourly.
You know, you should.
Why not? But
Yeah.
like, and then like people are like, oh, why is she so expensive?
Oh.
And you know what? It's funny because I've even heard, when it comes to like lash techs, for example, too, I've been in situations where I've had clients go like, oh, I go to this girl. She's only $40 and she does them like in 30 minutes.
Well, then go to that.
And I'm like, okay, go there, you know? Like, oh, it's so funny because I have a close friends and it's all my clients, all my
I need
regulars.
to be on that close friends.
It's all my clients. I'll put you in there. Come get your Delta.
I'm going to get
No, literally. No, but it's funny. I have a close friends and I usually constantly like, sometimes I forget that I raise my price. And I don't even raise it. I'm just like, I still give people a discount.
Yeah. But like, low key, like,
you know, like,
yeah.
like today I'm like, I forgot to charge the freaking soak off. Like, I forgot to do this, you know? And I'm like, and then like, sometimes the craziest part is I don't want to like, again, I don't want to get like canceled for this, but like, people don't have to tip. But it has happened where like, I give people a discount and then like, they don't tip me. And it was like a big discount. And I'm like, oh.
You're like, oh,
I was like, I fucked up because it was an accident.
Yeah.
Like, not the accident of giving them a discount, but like, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's ever like, I don't know how it works with you, but like, I feel like it happens to a lot of nail techs too, because I've heard like people tell me,
yeah.
You know?
And you know, again, and tipping is such an optional thing, but when you do a little favor, you're like, oh, like,
yeah, or when you hook people up, it's nice. I don't expect, you know, like, it could be nothing. It could even be like just the way that you are, you know, you could be a little more appreciative, maybe. Sometimes I think it just depends on the person, but
I want to know, like, with house calls and like celebrity wise, how do I word this, because we don't want to get too canceled, but
I'm dead.
Is there like a certain, so you work with, obviously you work with celebrities, are you not working with celebrities? How is it now? You know, I want you to kind of explain that with your whole Super Bowl with Bad Bunny and the nails. I know that there were press on, so
yes. So it's so funny because the Super Bowl and the way I work with celebrities, they don't even touch. They're completely two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So with my celebrities, there was a point, again, I've been doing nails forever, but I've been doing celebrities for a total of 7 years. In December, it'll be 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing them for a long time, word of mouth, one after another. Everybody books me. So like, there was a point that I was doing like 4 to 5 house calls a day, like driving it all over LA, like leaving my house at 4 a.m, sleeping in the car, sometimes like getting off on the road just to take a little nap. Also, I had no baby, aka my dog, and I had no boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like out and about.
Yeah.
I was working a lot. And I still work on celebrities and I still do photo shoots here and there. I don't do it. It's not like a huge priority. Obviously, if they were to book me, I'll make it a priority.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm mainly based out of my shop right now. I took a little break from working with my celebrities, but I stepped back a little bit because I was overworking myself and it wasn't worth it for me. It was not worth the pain and the struggle and the mental. It really gets to your head, especially like, again, I don't think anybody could compare it what I was going through because of how much I was doing. It was really hard. So I had to take a little step back. I wanted to, you know, sometimes the industry, it's a very difficult, I mean, just the beauty industry in general, it could be very overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing the most. I was running a whole shop. I was dealing with problems there, not with my girls, but just like landlord problems.
Yeah.
And you know what it is. When you have a place, it's a lot. It's not just
the overhead
having a
is
pretty
crazy.
salon.
Yeah.
You also have to make sure that this place is pretty, and it's not cheap, you know? So everything, I was going through some stuff. I mean, I've been, you know, always doing stuff, but I was going through some stuff at the same time as I was working a lot. I was having like I can't do this anymore. I need to feel a little more valued, and I wasn't feeling it. And it wasn't their fault. It was just like a lot, you know? So I took a little step back. I still do my celebrities, but I don't see them as often. And all of them are also very, they're very mindful, and they'll be like, you live so far, because I live like 2 hours from them. They're like, you live so far. Like, I'm just going to go to the shop. And then like when I need something, if they have a big event, they call me.
Yeah.
You know, but So that's the nice thing about it. And so also, again, I was overworking and I was tired of overworking. People were telling me like, you're going to burn yourself out. And I'm like, there's no such thing. I don't believe in that. I guess I still don't believe in that. But I do believe in getting a break and taking days off. I used to never have days off.
You used to work
I used to work
days?
like 6 a.m. to like 3 in the morning because I would work a full day shift at my shop because I love what I do. And then I would still drive I'm gonna give you guys I'm gonna just name drop a little bit. Like Kaylani would like back in the day, she would call me like, wait, come do my nails. And I'll be like, I'm fully booked, but I'm off at 9 p.m. Are you down? It took me an hour and a half to go to her house. I would pull up to her house and she would be laying in bed. Like I remember one time she was laying in bed because I don't remember what had happened. Like she was already sleeping or whatever. And I had like my phone flashlight and I was doing her nails on her bed.
Stop
and
it right now.
It was literally like midnight. And then I went home and I had to go, I was going to the gym at the time at 4 a.m. So like I had I wouldn't even sleep, you know? So like it was just like one of those things where like I don't know how to chill. And because I was so tired of that, one day I just randomly wanted a dog. I was like, I want to get a dog. And Cheeky's has a really big ass fluffy dog. And I'm like, I want a dog like that. What kind of dog is it? And I did my research. I asked somebody, they're like, oh, that's a golden doodle. By the way, it wasn't even, she has a different dog, but it looks like a golden doodle.
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked into it. I'm like, I would never, it's too big. Like, unless somebody gave it to me, girl, I'm not even lying to you. The next day, my friend hit me up like, hey, do you know anybody that wants a golden doodle? They're giving it away. And it was a big ass white dog.
Oh my
baby.
gosh.
I was like, and so I got him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a really trained dog. He's really well trained. And guess what? I started taking more time off because I had the dog, or I would take him to work with me.
Because I was your baby.
Yeah, but it's funny because I ended up like, what do you call it? I ended up stopping the house calls. Like I was bringing him to house calls. My clients were like, bring him over. He could stay in the backyard, or they would let him in the house. But I'm like, that's not professional, but they didn't care because all my clients are like my friends and family at this point. Mm-hmm. That's how I treat everybody. So they were like, you just bring him in. Like I would leave him in the car sometimes because I was quick. I was quick, you know?
Yeah.
And I would leave the windows down. Like he's cool. But they're like, no, bring him in. Like leave him in the backyard or whatever it was. And I was doing that, but I don't want to bring in my dog, you know?
Yeah.
So I started taking time off and I started saying no to house calls that were late at night because I was living at my mom's house at the time. I don't want to leave my dog to my mom because she was like, this big ass dog. She did not.
Yeah.
You know, she was like cool with him, but she's like, no. So I took a break by getting that dog.
So it was like godsend.
Yes.
Let me show you something real quick. So this is my son. I have a 1-year-old. Look at my aunt's dog that we dog sit. It's a golden doodle.
Oh my God, it's so cute. It's little.
It's little.
No, mine is like this big.
He is only 15 weeks.
That's so, oh yeah, he's going to get big.
Look at it.
Oh yeah, I'll show you mine after. He's huge.
And I love him. He's so cute, but guess what? Allergic to him.
The hair?
Yeah. I'm allergic to cats and dogs.
What the heck?
So it's like,
no, that sucks.
I know.
No, yeah, and that's the thing. So because of my dog, I took a break. I learned
that
how to
was
take a break.
godsend.
Yeah, and then like again, this is so crazy, and maybe this is not part of like the beauty podcast, but like because I've always worked so much since I was so young, I never really had time to really date.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what date means.
Mm-hmm. Like and serious.
Yeah, like I would go out and stuff, but I never really dated. And so like I actually like my first official boyfriend, I got one like a year and a half ago, and I'm with him, and that also taught me how to slow down because he was like, you do a lot, like you're crazy. And then that's when I realized like, oh my God, I need to take some time off. And it's really nice to have a regular life now.
So what's your schedule?
Really random. I take Sundays and Tuesdays off, even though I work today and it's a Tuesday. But I take Sundays and Tuesdays off. And Mondays and Fridays, I work 8, 10, and 12. Only clients. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays, I do like 2, 4, 6, and 8. Like that. Like that's it. Oh. So I take a lot of time
Saturdays?
off. Yeah. Saturdays, I work 6 a.m. to like 1 p.m. Like, because I don't like to take days off. So I just do early days so I could go home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also, if a house call celebrity, if a photo shoot calls, I rearrange things. My clients are super flexible. They already know the drill, you know? Yeah.
I got some like tea about these celebrities, okay? So tell me about the whole Super Bowl thing. Because let me, before you start that, that's kind of how we found you, girl. Marlo was the one, right, Marlo? Yeah. He was the one that we need to get her. Like, we understood the whole thing that you posted about your...
And it was a huge misunderstanding. If you go look at the comments, you'll see what I mean, because I'm not going to talk about nobody. But it was it was crazy. And like, I want to definitely, I have not talked about it at all.
Let's talk about it.
And I've been wanting to talk about it because everyone wanted a story time and I have not had time for a story time because believe it or not, the Super Bowl really fucked up my schedule.
Really?
Because of how everything went down.
Mhm.
Like you guys, even like, for example, even, like one of the, I think it was Pro Nails magazine. They interviewed me, like they reached out to me because they wanted an interview. Just like a quick little, you know, and when I did it, when I reached out to them, when they reached out to me, I didn't know that my answer was going to be what they were going to put in the article.
So they asked you a question.
And then they're like, do you mind if we do this, this? And I'm like, yeah. And then I kind of gave them an explanation of what happened. I thought they were going to ask me more. They didn't. They just put that in the article, which is fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. But I wish I would have given more credit to like my helpers type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is going to be the where I'm going to give everybody credit because it's a really cool story. So I actually, because it's funny because when the whole Super Bowl thing happened, I don't know if you saw, but a lot of people were talking about how they got reached out to, like the people that got married on the Super Bowl. They were like, this person reached out to me and this person. So for me, I used to work with Becky G. So I think it's like her creative manager, I believe. She reached out to me. She was going to be a part of the creative department for the Super Bowl. I had no idea, by the way, what was going on. It was literally on February 2nd. I'm going to go into it. February 2nd was actually the Grammys. So, and then the 9th was the Super Bowl. So a day before the Grammys, I was busy because I was like doing Kehlani and other stuff, you know? Daniela, she reached out to me and she said, hey, Weens, by any chance, I know it's last minute, but this was a Friday, by the way, or a Thursday night. She said, by any chance, are you available to make me, she said, I think she said, can you make me 8 sets of press-ons by Sunday?
So 8 sets, so it's 4, right?
Yeah, so she reached out to me on a Thursday night, like late at night, asking if I can do 8 sets of press-ons for Sunday. And mind you, I didn't know what it was for. I didn't ask her because whatever, it's just business. I didn't ask her what it was for. And I'm thinking, all I could think of in my head is like, she probably has a client going to the Grammys because it was the weekend of the Grammys. I'm like, if she needs them by Sunday morning, that means she needs them for the Grammys. Maybe there's going to be performers because she asked for double sets of the nails. And I was like, look, I'm super booked right now. I'm super booked, but I can make it happen. And she was like, okay, I'll get back to you. Copy. So I was just chilling, minding my life. And I have one of my nail techs at my salon. And I was like, hey, I'm so stressed out. I'm like, are you busy this weekend? And she's like, yeah, I'm booked, but like, what's up? And I'm like, they asked me to do some nails, like some press-ons. It's probably for some artists.
Like nonchalantly.
Yeah, I'm like, I think it's for some artists. Yeah. I'm like, because I don't know why, like, I don't know what it's for. And she's like, yeah, I'll help you. And I'm like, they're supposed to be very simple, like very nude with like brown vibes. And I showed her a picture of like what she sent me, the reference. And she was like, okay. She's like, yeah, I'm down to help you. I'm like, okay, we'll just do them tomorrow, like Saturday after work, because I was off at 4. I'm like, on Saturday, we'll just make everything. It'll be quick. It's only 8 sets, right? So the next day comes and Daniela hits me and she's like, hey, Weens, I'm going to send you the NDA that they approved, whatever. And then I gave them also like my rate until they approved it. They were like, and I can't really tell you much until you sign the NDA. Mind you, I have all sorts of NDAs. Like, if it was legal, I would put them on a wall because I'm so. Because I have like I can't even. I don't want to. You know, I have all kinds of NDAs, and they're no big deal to me. They're just another contract when I go to work. Yeah. You know. So she sent the NDA, and of course, I'm already used to this. I didn't even read the NDA. Like, I didn't read who it was for. I was just trying to get paid. You know? Yeah. So she's like, I'm gonna send it to you, and I was busy, so she was kind of blowing me up, kind of like, Weenie, don't forget, so I could tell you. And then she's like, oh, okay. So I signed it really quickly and I sent it over. I didn't read it. I did read like the name, but I didn't recognize, like, it was like a label. I didn't think to look it up or
look at it.
And so she's like, she literally said, well, by reading the contract, you probably already know what it's for. Wink, wink. I still had no idea because I was not paying attention. Yeah. Because I was so busy. Yeah. And I'm like, girl, as long as I sign that thing, I don't care, you know? Yeah, because you're going to get paid no matter what. And also, all I'm thinking is, this is for the Grammys. Yeah. And I'm thinking, is there a girl band that needs 4 people girl band? Like, why do they need 8 sets? Yeah. And it's doubles. So then she ends up like calling me. So she ends up like, oh, I'm going to jump on a call now that you signed it. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like cleaning my salon and she goes, oh yeah, so Super Bowl. She brings up that it's for the Super Bowl. And I'm like shitting bricks because I took a little break from like working a lot like in the celebrity industry.
Yeah.
And it's been really slow this year for me. So I've been very like chill, like, oh, nothing big is going to happen this year. Like,
yeah.
And next thing you know, it's like, she's like, oh, it's for the Super Bowl. You know, Bad Bunny's going to be dancing with a few people and we need these nails to be, they're going to be like, not cameos, but she's like, they're going to be, you know, like we want some good nails for the, like these dancers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like shook. Like, what? It's, yes, I'm
my
down.
face.
But then things changed. I don't want to do basic nails for the freaking Super Bowl.
So now you're like, have less than 24 hours to get these fucking nails.
Because she said by Sunday.
And it's
but
Saturday.
Then I'm like, the Super Bowl is till next week. But she said it's because we're gonna go rehearse and stuff. They had to go over there. And we want to rehearse with the nails on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I'm like freaking out, but I'm like, well, she still wants these little basic nails. They were for the orchestra. It makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
But orchestra doesn't even get nails because, you know,
Yeah.
Whatever. So I remember they wanted to approve the looks before doing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how to put it into paper. It was like, I have a vision in my head and I'm going to show it to you. Because when we finally got on the call, she told me what the scenes were going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the nail sets I made for it were for you guys probably didn't even pay attention. But when Bad Bunny gets to the part where it's like New York, when they're all dancing, and there's a barbershop, and then there's sitting at Doñita.
Yeah. And then there's two ladies sitting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, when they were braiding hair.
Yeah.
In that area, if you guys remember, there was 3 girls that were dancing on him, kind of. There was like 3 main girls right outside the barbershop. The nails I made were supposed to be for those 3 girls. I was also told I was going to make the nails for the nail tech and the client, which I was super stoked. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, because then they had originally only booked me for those 8 nails, but they were like, oh, can we add 5 more sets? They were like, can you do the 3 sets for the dancer and the 2 sets for the nail salon scene? Mind you, I didn't know what nail salon scene meant. I just knew that there was going to be a nail salon.
Yeah.
But me as a nail tech, we're going to go all out. We need to go all out.
So it went from 4 to what?
To 13. And mind you, it wasn't 4, it was 8.
Oh, man, you gotta drink some
It was 8 sets, and then it was 5 extras on top. So it was 13.
Wow.
So the craziest part was, it was a lot. Because then they told me what they kind of wanted, like the vibe that they were going for. And I used to creative direct for other companies before. So I have a vision for the nails, obviously.
Yeah.
And if you work in the industry with photo shoots, no matter how nice you want to go, they always want to go clean, you know, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So they told me they sent me some inspo for what they wanted for the orchestra, but they were like, we're going to let you freestyle for the nail techs. And for the dancers, we want to do like
classy.
No, they were like, for the dancers, we want to go like very New York, Puerto Rico vibes.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
They said. And then for the nail tech scene, they were like, they need to be really long and extravagant. And I said, that's my shit. That's my shit. I'm doing it, right? And then I asked colors. I asked for every little detail because we didn't have a lot of time. Because now you want this all done by Sunday.
Okay, so this is Saturday.
And they want to approve the looks. So I'm sending, and I'm like, I can't just draw them out. I need to make them. I'm not kidding you guys. Because a lot of people were talking trash because they don't know the situation. They're like, oh, those are so basic. That's all you did for the Super Bowl? No, I had the most. You guys, I sculpted a whole Statue of Liberty on a nail at some point to show them as one of the samples. Because you just told me it's for the Super Bowl. I'm not about to give you some basic stuff.
This is insane.
So I sculpted statues. I did the taxi, like the yellow with the checkers.
Can we insert it somewhere here, Marlo?
Yeah, so I'm going to show you. I actually have pictures of what I originally had made. I was still trying to because they told me not to go too crazy. But I did like a lot of cute little nails. I'm not lying to you guys. I took longer making the samples that were not approved after all. Yeah. So it was really difficult because they were like, hurry it up a little bit. For the nail tech scene, for example, they asked me to do a really extravagantly long set. And I sent them some inspo and then they approved it, like the colors and stuff. So now I was going to make them the sample. And I was smart enough to only do one hand. I should have brought them because I could have flashed you guys because I had them. They told me to go like, not tropical, but like the Flor de Maga. They really wanted that to be a thing because it's the Puerto Rican flower.
Yeah.
They wanted a Flor de Maga. I asked them if red was fine. They said yes. and blinged out, whatever the hell. They wanted a fun set. So they told me it was supposed to be a fun set. And in my head, I knew what I wanted to bring. So all the nail techs could be like, those are badass.
Yeah.
So I made these really nice nails. We're going to put them so you guys can see them. They were so pretty. Okay. I took like 2 hours on them because I made a really big flower. Not even 2 hours. I think I did it faster, but I was just so tired. I don't remember. And then for the nail tech, for the client. Oh, no, those were for the nail. Yeah, they were for the client. For the nail tech, I wanted to put my own twist with everything going on with like ice and stuff. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be more symbolic. And I made these really extra long duct tip nails. And I put melted ice on the top.
Oh.
And if you go to my page, if you go down to where I didn't pin the Super Bowl, but if you go down, I took 3 pictures back to back. And the big red nails are the ones I made originally for the client. And then you'll see the ice nails that I made originally for that. And then you'll see the post. But it's crazy because
that didn't get approved.
They didn't get approved. Just because they were like, you delivered. We didn't think they were going to look like that extravagant. Mm-hmm. Like, that's really good, but it's too much for camera. Mm. And that was so sad because I feel like everyone would be like, those are bomb. And the nail techs would have been like, because I knew that scene of the Super Bowl was going to be like really iconic, mm-hmm, which was cool because also we were told they were just going to be dancers and it turned out that it was like a real nail tech. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to do the nails for the real nail tech. Like, that's so sick. That was what my mind was, That's
so what the person that was doing the nails was a real nail tech?
Yeah, she was a real nail tech. Yes. I found out later. I tagged her in my post and everything. But either way, I was booked to do nails for her and the client. And that's like so big. Like, they were going to be on screen. Like, that's huge, So whatever, we did that. They ended up not approving those nails. They were like, this is too much. They just want like a French tip instead. And they want for the nail tech, they want just like a yellow French tip, like the color of the casita, yellow.
Yeah.
With like a bunch of piercings. If you're a nail tech, how long it takes to pierce a nail? There was 3 piercings on each nail.
So that's like the hole in the nail.
Yeah, the hole. And we did 3 holes on each. Mind you, we have no time. So they got like an extra long coffin, like a square yellow French tip, pastel yellow, double coat. If you know. It was hard. The holes, everything. It was very basic, but it was really nice. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I did 10 so we ended up doing that, 10 nails. And then for the client, they wanted another French tip set, like a Rosario style. And they were really nice. They were super pretty. They just weren't what I was thinking about or like,
that's something that, yeah.
But it's okay because it was still going to be nice. It was still going to work out. I make these nails. I literally slept on the floor at my salon that night because they were not done. And my nail techs, all my assistants, I hired 3 girls. They ended up leaving like at 3 a.m. They're like, we'll come back tomorrow because they were all just as stressed out as I was with these nails. That's what people don't know. I slept on the floor. It was freezing. I had nothing, but I didn't want to go home because I was going to waste time. Because I went to sleep like at 4. I woke up at 6 to keep going, because the nails were not approved yet. And it was now Sunday morning.
So when did you have to be, when did it, was it?
Well, I told her like, girl, you guys are asking for a lot now. Like I'm super down, but it's not, I need, like, I need more time. She said, okay, well, the last person that's traveling to the rehearsal is leaving on Monday. So can you do them by Monday night? And I'm like, yes. But girl, we still hadn't even approved looks until Monday morning. So I ended up telling her, like, they were like, we're going to fly you out. And I was like, okay. Like, now I'm stressing out because now I'm canceling work. I was busy. Mm-hmm. I was canceling clients because I had to do this. Finally, we get the nails done. It took a long time. We get the nails done. Tuesday morning, she told me they ended up telling me not to fly out. They were going to overnight ship them. So they were like, overnight ship them Tuesday so we can have them by Wednesday. I think that's what they said. Mm-hmm. And I said, perfect. So again, you guys, this is the part that gets really sad. Okay. I made, again, a total of 13 nail sets. Okay. We busted our ass. After we finished, we made these really cute packaging, like the little for nail, like the nail glue, the step by step. We made the whole thing. Okay, we shipped them, an expensive ass shipment, by the way, because it's overnight. I do the overnight shipping, and I let my friend know, hey girl, they're sent. You will get them by tomorrow. Mind you, tomorrow is the rehearsal day.
Oh my God,
she said, amazing. You're so fucking great. We love you because I got this done. you know?
Mm-hmm.
We ended up going with basic sets, but I don't think they were that basic. They're cute. You'll see them on my Instagram as well. You guys, I shipped them and they were supposed to arrive at 8 a.m. the next day. Mind you, I'm still trying to catch up with my sleep because I'm working and I was doing all this.
Yeah.
So now it's Wednesday morning and I woke up like at 1 p.m. and I had to go to work at 3. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. So no, you know what happened? I'm lying to you. After I delivered those nails, Daniela said, did you send extras? I didn't send extras. I only sent exactly 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Because I was so overwhelmed. I know that we're supposed to send extras for press-ons, but I was so overwhelmed on time.
You forgot.
No, I didn't forget. I was just going to try to, like, not that I was trying to get away with it. Okay, well, they're just for staging. We're going to be fine. But then I'm like, they better stick on. Because then I heard that they were going to glue them on Wednesday and they had to last till Sunday.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, no. What? Why? I should be there. I should be on set. Like, making sure the thing falls off. That's what, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was freaking out. I'm like, not only did I take so long, these nails might fucking fall off because people are doing them themselves.
Oh,
I was stressing out, you know? Also, I did a universal size, what I assume is going to fit them. They might not fit them. You know what I'm saying? So I just worked so much and I might not even, and this might be horrible, but it's still going to work out because they're going to use the nails, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I dropped them off, I went straight, she texted me like, did you make extras? And I'm like, girl, I didn't have time. Like I wanted to, but I didn't. And I'm like, if you want, I'll make extras tonight and I'll send them. That way you can have them at least you'll have the nails by tomorrow. But then if you need extras, you'll have them before Sunday for sure.
Yeah.
She said, perfect. You guys, after I dropped them off, I went to my salon. I deep cleaned because I had left a mess from doing all the nails.
Mm-hmm.
I deep cleaned my shop. I packed my kit and I took it to I have another warehouse where I work out of.
Mm-hmm.
I took my nail stuff. I pulled an all-nighter and all the nails that my assistants helped me make, I doubled up on them myself, all-nighter. I started out at midnight and I was done by 12 p.m. I pulled an all-nighter and I redid everything because I was like, you know what? They're going to charge me an arm and a leg again. I'm not about to send them just 3 nails per set. I made 10 again, 10 of all 13 of them.
Oh.
But this second package, I didn't send them extra glues or extra because I had sent that in the first package.
Yeah.
So Daniela hits me and she goes, Weens, can you track the package because we haven't received it? And it was 2 p.m.
Oh.
It was 2 p.m. And I was like,
2 p.m. when?
Technically on Wednesday, on like the day that they needed them for rehearsal. The first day of rehearsal.
Okay, so for the first.
Yes, for the first package. It was supposed to arrive at 8 a.m. It had not arrived. And she said, Weens, they're not here. And I'm like, what? So then I'm checking and they lost the package. They lost the fucking package of the damn Super Bowl nails. And I'm like, well, you know what? The good thing is that I'm sending you a whole 10. Good thing I made a whole, you know what I mean? I made the whole sets of all the nails again.
Yeah.
But now the problem is that package doesn't have glues.
Oh my. Dude, I would have been shitting it.
I was. Because I'm like, y'all should have just blown me out.
Yeah.
Because now we're spending more money overnight shipping all this shit that you guys didn't even get. Sorry for my language. I was stressed. So you guys, that one ends up arriving the next day, which is on Thursday.
So it did arrive.
The second one. The first one got lost. It never arrived.
It
arrived after the Super Bowl, 2 days later. And I was so angry because, but at this point, I'm like, you know what? I did my part. I did send the nails, but I'm like, they're not going to use the nails. They're not going to use them because they don't have the glue. But then I was like, well, what if they have a nail tech? They have to have a nail tech on set, Someone has to help them for glam. So I still had a little bit of faith, but I just knew in my heart that they weren't going to use the nails anymore. Mm-hmm. Because also, things change. Sometimes wardrobe changes. Sometimes, nails is a big deal. When you're dancing, you don't need a long nail. Yeah. So maybe, anything can go wrong when it comes to stuff like this. It's not the first time that I get booked for something and I don't end up getting, it doesn't drop or whatever. So she told me, the package never arrived. We got the second one. She's like, I gave it to Glam and that's it. I don't know. From here, I don't know if they're going to use them or not. So then I just had to wait until the day of to see if they used them, which they didn't. And so when I posted that, I still wanted to post the work that I did, because it was a really hard 3 to 4 days.
So
5 days.
they used the second.
They didn't use any of them. They used none of them.
What the fuck?
So imagine how it is. And you know what? I get it. It's the biggest stage, whatever. I don't.
So what did you post? That's where people were getting confused.
I made it very clear. I posted the nails that I made for the Super Bowl that were not used. It says clearly in the caption.
And a lot of people were not reading it.
A lot of people were not. And actually, a lot of people did read it, but some people, I was getting, if you go back, a lot of people, not a lot, but like some people were sending their people to be like, you're just taking the spotlight, whatever. I'm like, no, if you look at my page, I've been doing this for years. I get booked to do these things. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like mouth dropped.
Girl, I was very, to me, it was more upsetting at the fact that I didn't sleep for days. But things like this happen all the time, you know? But my post was clearly like, you know what? I'm going to give myself credit for working these 4 damn days. This is the work that I made that did not get used. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to show you guys.
I'm going to show you guys. And it was very clear. And a lot of people were posting about it. They're like, oh, Master Winnie made these nails and they were not used. Everybody understood that. But some people didn't. And they were like, wait, I'm confused. I need a story time. So this is the story time because I feel like it was very important to tell people like what really, because I saw another designer that made clothes for, I think the dancers or for Bad Bunny, which is way more difficult because that's clothing. That's like designer shit.
Didn't get used.
No, they booked him, I guess, and he didn't, and they ended up not using it. And he made a post just like mine. He said, what was supposed to be on the Super Bowl? He made a post like that. And when I saw it, I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy for posting my work that I did because I was kind of getting shit for like posting my work that wasn't, they're like trying to get, and I'm like, girl, I still did the job.
She said it here, folks. She said it here first.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. That's my Super Bowl drama. Because that was probably the most upsetting thing for me maybe this year. Mm-hmm. Not literally, but like things happen all the time. Yeah. You get double booked, things can't get canceled, you know. It's not a big deal, but I think it was the fact that it was like Bad Bunny and it's like there was a nail scene. It would have been very nice to see my nails on the nail tech and the client, you know? Which the nail tech ended up wearing gloves, I believe. So like,
wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, we were like, wow, we worked all these hours.
But did they pay you?
Yeah. We're going to get paid. So that's a good thing.
Good. At least that. Wow. That was some
a long ass story.
That was some tea. Okay. Well, let's move on from that. Okay. Because shit, girl. Okay, let's get into like the business side of nails because, you know, there's a lot of controversy of like, do they charge their worth or, you know?
Yeah.
How much can a nail tech realistically make if they're serious?
Realistically. I mean, they can make a lot of money. It's just, you just have to kind of know where you're putting your money. Like, you know, like you have to
fast
really,
too, right?
You have to be fast, you said?
Yeah, like as in like some nail techs take 4 hours.
Yes. And you need to be fast for sure. I'm not going to lie. If you're taking more than 3 to 4 hours, I'll give you 3. If you're taking more than 4 hours on a client, you're not going to make the money that you want to make, especially if you're charging what people are paying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to be, I think that's, and it's also like, I get it. If you take long, like you're doing it perfectly, you have to practice a lot. You need to perfect it so you can be fast and you don't have to worry about no retention or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I feel like if you have a fully booked clientele, like you can make a lot of money. Like I have a lot of friends that they own houses, they own cars, they have you can be very successful. You can make good money if you have a stable clientele and if you organize yourself
and you just like you become an expert into your craft.
Yes.
Right.
I think the more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. And then the easier it's going to be for you, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't want to give, everybody makes different amounts of money, you know, but you can make a good amount of money. Like,
I know that you also like mentioned the whole booth renting thing too, mm-hmm. right?
Yes.
So, you know, a lot of people get kind of discouraged when, you know, they don't really know what to do after school. Like, yes. You know?
Also, a lot of people, this depends. There's 2 types of nail techs out of school. The one that went to school because she's been waiting to get her license, and the one that just went for fun because she wanted to try something new. You know what I'm saying? And when you already went with that mentality of like, that was me. Like, I just needed my license so I can get going. Those are the ones that usually do very well. Because when you come in, you have to have a mindset of like, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to do this. Like, you have to have a mindset of everything you want to get done. Because if you don't, a lot of times I have newbies because I do classes and they'll be like, I don't know, like, how do I start or what do I do? I'm like, you just have to be really focused and you have to, you can't give up on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of times I actually tell people, because a lot of girls are independent based. Everybody wants to do booth rental or they have their own suite, which is cool. But a lot of people can't do that because they don't have the clientele yet. I always tell people, this is my advice.
Is this what you recommend? Like,
yes, my advice is always, like, I always tell them, go work at a salon that takes walk-ins. Work at a salon that takes walk-ins. That way you can practice your pace and you can actually gain some clients out of that. Especially if there's walk-ins, and there's new people. That's like the best thing to do for a beginner. I always say that, at least, because you're not going to grow just, you can make content and you can get some followers and you can get some clients off of that. But I think the practice is really important. When I started, I was working at a salon. My mom's a hairstylist, so I grew up in the industry.
Yeah.
So I would, after school, I would sit and do nails. And then at some point, she worked at a swap meet, like a hair salon in a swap meet. So like all my little friends that would go with their moms to work, I would do their nails. That's how I really got the practice, And because I started so young, it was a little easier back then. So in high school, all my friends would come get their nails done by me. So if you're young, you're still like perfect time to like, even if you're older, but when you're younger, I feel like it's easier for you to, because you have all these friends. And there's more opportunity also when, in general, in life, when you're younger, you have more opportunities to do everything. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. So when you're younger, if you're young, do the most. I think that's why I'm like, I sit back a little bit now because I saw, I remember my 16-year-old self. Like, that was like my prime was probably when I was like 20. I was wildin', like house calls and everything. But yeah, I think just, focus on what you really want to do, which is like the nails and get good at it.
And I feel like also too, like, you see a lot of, for example, I opened up my salon when I was 24 because I was so driven. There's some 20-year-olds or younger crowds that are younger people, I should say, that you just have to be the right person in a way. Like, you either want it or you don't.
I always say that. That's why it's hard. Because you just said that you were 24. I opened my first salon at 19.
Dang.
Yes. And
Crazy.
then I didn't open another one. I relocated it like later. I had like little suites to myself, and then I opened it again because I'm like in and out of like, working with girls is a lot. And so my first salon, I had a lot of girls, and I was also very young. So I learned my lessons there. And then I closed it. I had suites. I love to move. So I was always like suite to suite, like cute decorating, different locations.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. And then I opened up another one in 2023, I believe. And because of my landlord, I had to shut it. But that one was very less girls as well. So I think it just depends if you really want it. I always say that. Like, sometimes I used to stress out so much because owning a salon is a lot of responsibility.
The overhead is ridiculous.
And like, I'm not going to lie. In the past, I used to have like, girls are mean. And girls are just, they have attitudes. And I would get people that would be like, oh, well, you wanted to do this. And it's like, well, yeah, there's always going to be girls that want to be renters and there's girls that want to be salon owners. That,
Period. Drop the mic.
And just like you, we want to be salon owners.
Yeah.
And, it's okay to be a renter.
Yeah.
It is.
No,
but
absolutely.
It's not the same. You cannot, like, you need to give credit to a business owner, like a salon owner. And so I'm giving you that credit right now in case no one ever tells you, because I know what it's like to run a shop.
It's hard.
And it's hard, Yeah.
The overhead and just like, I have 8 girls here.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, dealing with like, not only like their personalities, I got to make sure that everyone, so when they come and they want to work here, right, and they want a booth rent, you kind of have to like not interview them, but without like having them like, oh, you're
I get
like hiring them,
Yeah.
But you kind of got to get the vibe of like, are they going to get along with not only me, but with everybody, So I've had so many girls. There was a time that I was open up for booth rental, and I was like, if you have a room available, X, Y, and Z or whatever. And a lot of girls hit me up, and I went through multiple girls. Then I was like, I'll let you know, kind of, we'll talk about it. But I already knew from the moment, I just need the first 15 seconds of me, I can already tie, like, know the vibe if it's gonna work out or not.
No,
you know,
and it's very important, especially with when you have a business, because the energy is like it carries everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. What was the question that brought us here?
I'm like, I got lost.
I talk a lot.
Let's move on. No, we're gonna move on. What's something clients do that secretly annoy nail techs?
You know what's funny? I was just thinking about this the other day, and now I forgot. But I do have something that annoys me.
Ooh.
So, and it might not be a big deal, but I was actually telling my client the other day. I'm like, you know what I hate? Sometimes a lot of my clients will get here a little earlier, or they'll get here right on time, and my next client is barely leaving. So all I need is like a minute to like disinfect my section.
Oh yeah, I hate when they're early too.
And as soon as my client gets up, they walk over and they sit and they put their tumbler down, their Stanley. I'm like, I'm cleaning the table. That bothers me so much. It's like my biggest pet peeve. Like, let me clean the damn table. Like, you can sit there, but don't put your stuff on the table yet. I have to disinfect it. That irritates me. I probably crashed out a little bit, but I'm like, let me clean. I know it's so stupid, but that's like that's like something that bothers me so much.
You know,
or like when I don't care when they're on their phone, but like just don't move. I'm really good. I'm really good at doing art, and like you can move. I'm really good at it, but there's extents. Weird. When I drink coffee, I'm not shaky at all. But when I don't drink coffee, I could feel all your movements.
That's crazy. Huh?
I know. I'm like the opposite. I could feel everything when I don't drink coffee.
No, that's so funny that you said that, because that's that one thing that drives me insane. I have a couple clients, okay, that arrive 40 minutes before their appointment. 40?
Well, the good thing is you have a waiting area.
Yeah. And I'm like, you're gonna wait the full 40. Like,
but it's in your.
It's like I can understand 10 minutes early, you know. But I have my, I just have my clients I love to be 40 minutes, 30 minutes early, 40. And I'm like, I'm still with the client.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, I can understand you on that one.
Yeah. And I don't usually, again, there's times where I'm like not on time, maybe. It's okay. But just don't sit in the chair if it's not disinfected yet. It's so stupid. I know.
Yeah. But you know what? If you know, you know. Okay. We're almost done here. So we're going to get into our last two juicy questions. Okay. What's the biggest red flag when a client sits in your chair?
My biggest red flag is when a new client comes in and is like, oh, my other nail tech charged me this much and they didn't even last, or they didn't, I hate
talking shit.
Yes. And you know what? I didn't want to bring it up, but one time someone actually was like, how much is it going to cost me? Because this other person charges me this much. And like, I thought it was too much, and they came off like right away. And but you were going to this person for so long, and all of a sudden, don't talk bad, because you know what? Now I don't want to do your nails,
because maybe they're gonna talk bad about you.
I don't want to do your nails anymore. You shouldn't talk like, no. That's the biggest red flag for me, at least, because it's happened a few times, only with potential new people. Like they'll recognize me on the street sometimes, and they'll be like, oh, like, how much do you charge? And I'll be like, well, I mean, I can't really give you a price, but then that when they start saying, oh, when they talk bad about another service provider, it's like, I don't want to take you. You're about to talk shit about me too. Like, that's a red flag. Yeah, that's my number one, top one. I hate it.
Yeah, I know. I've interacted with clients like that, and I'm like, oh, I don't even know. Kind of, I just know you're gonna be talking shit about me, and sometimes I don't even see them again. So I'm like, oh, you really talking shit about me?
Not that you never saw them again. I've dodged a few bullets. I'm like, damn, I want to do it because I want to do it because I love my job.
Yeah.
But you got again. How many times did I say that? No, but I'm not gonna, like, it's giving bad energy. It's not even about you're gonna talk shit about me. It's just bad energy.
Yeah,
that's all.
Well, we're almost done with this podcast, and I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
But before we end, I'm gonna hit it with you guys. I'm gonna give the best question, one of the best questions. Okay, this is for all the newbies. Okay, if someone wants to start today, what would be your advice for step one?
My advice would be, get started. First of all, get your stuff, do it on your own. But when you decide to go professional, and when you decide to go to school, don't do your research on finding the best school. Because all the schools teach the exact same thing, and they teach all the basic stuff. You're going to have to, like, if you really want to perfect your craft, you're going to have to go to, like, those classes that they do, like, a lot of nail techs do, like, classes.
Certifications.
Go do certifications. You can learn online. You can actually learn on YouTube. You can take courses with people. if you really, really want to get started and you want to get good, that's my recommendation for getting started. Taking classes and find a school, find like the cheapest school, because a lot of times they're overpriced and they're all the same.
Yeah, and you just
need your
license.
book. You just don't do all that. Yeah, and then as soon as you can, again, I said it earlier, but my advice to people that want to get clientele that are very, very beginners, very, very beginners, very, very early into their journey, you guys should look into maybe working at a salon that has high foot traffic, so you guys can gain practice and clientele. People are now salty if you take clients, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounds weird, but
it's true though, because a lot of the times it's like, you know, they hire, what's to say, like, we can't hire you because you don't have experience. Well, how the fuck am I going to get experience if I can't even get a job in the first place to get experience? Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think it happens more like in the Vietnamese shop communities, where like sometimes they'll be upset if they fire you, for example, and like they'll be like telling the clients, oh, we don't know where she went. Why do that? There's enough for everybody. So that's what I'm saying. If the world is a better place, hopefully you could take your clients from doing that. And it's not about taking them. They're going to go with you regardless. You know, that's just what it is. So that's my advice, you know? That's a really good way to end this podcast, because a lot of people that are, you know, joining the beauty industry in general, they just don't know where to start. And that's kind of why, like, I made this podcast in the first place. And I always interview everybody from different industries to get everyone's perspective on this industry, and of someone that's thinking about joining it, on the behind the scenes of it.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, it's good. It's a good, you know, hopefully people, like, when somebody really wants to start, like, it's really important that you just go with your gut and you just do what you want to do, because you never know. You could be watching this right now thinking about doing nails, and then like next month you'll be going to school. Like, you don't even know. And then next year you'll have a salon.
Yeah.
It happens so quickly. I've seen it happen for a lot of people, you know? So,
well, we always used to end this podcast with a quote, but we don't do that anymore. We usually end it with like if you have any questions for me, or if there's anything that you want to leave behind. What does Joanna think? And what does she think?
You know, I actually have no idea, because before we started, I got to know her and she's awesome. And we were just laughing and just, you know, I was traumatizing her with some stories.
Dude, you don't even want to know.
There's some stuff that I just can't share.
No, yeah.
But that was the real hot tea. But I had a really good time, and I really feel like we covered a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, I had a great time. I wish that we can go over the stuff that she told me, because I kind of got my heart broken on one person, and I'm never going to share it because obviously we can't. But it was, I don't know if I could ever see her the same.
I'm dead.
Well, thank you so much.
Wait, the one you told me or the one I told you? I didn't. No, just kidding. You see, everything is a secret here. We're going to keep it like that.
Well, thank you so much for being on my podcast.
For having me.
And I hope to see you again.
Me too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.